Bamm Ericsen here with AFTERBUZZ TV for Empire Season 3, Episode 7, titled What We May Be. Felicia Rashad was trending on Twitter, as well as she should be, because she played the hell out of that character.
Everything.
Let's go, drop it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Go ahead, Jamal. Get them notes out. With that falsetto that Bamm can't stand.
I can't do, so I'm a little envious. That's not natural. Like,
You can't sing falsetto?
I don't really have falsetto. I can do like some low oohs, some that's it.
Just a little bit.
Do it again?
Like to get higher, I gotta get louder.
Yeah.
Okay.
I yell.
What's up? Again, this is Bamm Ericsen with AFTERBUZZ TV for Empire After Show. You can follow me on all social media at Bamm Ericsen.
I'm Jill Munroe, and you can follow me everywhere, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, at Stiletto Jill.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Abigail Fraher. You can follow me on all social media at Abigail Fraher.
Rhavin with a V, McSweaney, and you can find me at V Stays Busy.
I think we all agree that last night's episode was like the bomb.
It was
so
really
good.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Phenomenal.
So, initial thoughts. What's your initial thoughts of last night's
Lucious is a hater of supreme proportions.
episode? Okay.
Emotional. I actually cried during this episode, which I don't really cry during TV. So I thought it was really good. It really hit some soft spots.
Mine is Cookie will always prevail, no matter what. That's just what made me, it just came to me from that, because no matter what, when everything is against her, including the hater Lucious, there's always something that she will bounce back.
Speaking of, so I'm gonna be petty, Pablo, just for a second. So when we open up in last night's episode, you see Cookie on the phone with Tiana. Tiana is really mouthy this season. Do you feel like her being? I feel maybe they're declining her to kick her off,
To get her off the show.
To get her
I
off the
didn't
show.
think about that, but that's a good point.
Because I thought she was going to be gone after season 1, but then...
That's true.
But then, you know, she's famous. She's friends with someone who's really, really famous, so I thought maybe that's why they kept her on there. But, like, why is she still on there?
I think that, you know, they throw her back in the mix with Hakeem every now and again. You kind of need that your petulant star that's going through something, watching her be replaced with, oh my God, I just blanked. Nessa, yeah, with Nessa, and, you know.
She's hot.
She's cute. So, you know, you need that. You had some tension points for her in the season that affected Hakeem, gave a little storyline, and she needs to speak up because she's a forgotten part of Empire Records at
But
this
she's
point.
speaking up regarding what? She doesn't want to record certain songs? Like, you're not that big
Being
yet.
real diva.
She's just being really
But I
diva
thought
for
she
no
was
reason.
like
Rihanna. I thought she was big enough for the
Rihanna,
Empire.
Yeah, she's big. She's big for Empire, but I'm just.
You think
Maybe
she
they're
needs to
just
calm
showing.
down?
Maybe they're just showing the side of how, you know, some of the artists get in their heads when they get to that level. Because I know you feel like she's not that big yet, but I feel like she is what pushes Empire. One of the artists that does that.
Or if she's not that big, is she one of those people that once they get a little fame, they, you know, that's like D-list
maybe she
celebrities.
feel
Like,
like
oh,
she's
you don't
not
know who I
popping right
am?
now.
Yeah.
She's like,
I
hold
don't
on.
know.
I need a
my point.
publicity
I think,
or something.
I think she wants to push herself. Like, wait a minute, I was the priority. Now you guys got this little Nessa chick. You playing all these little games.
Oh, she hella
First there
scared. She's scared.
you know, when Hakeem got engaged to the girl, then, you know, you guys put me on the back burner again, kind of playing
But
around.
I still
with
did my
everything.
thing. I went on tour.
Right, I did whatever. So now you're going to treat me like the queen I am.
But the
Eddie
queen
Pablo.
she is decides to mess with some goon, Romeo,
Goon.
and then she kisses him. She does a bunch of stupid stuff to get herself put in this position. I don't feel sorry for her.
Oh, not at all.
I mean, you know, young and reckless. What's
She ain't that young. She's not a 20. She's not. She's older.
She's older than Hakeem?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that. I figured they were in the same.
I thought she was
boat.
like, you know, 20, 21, 22, 23, somewhere
Well, she's
in
much
there.
more mature than him. But that was just a petty point. But we can move forward.
I know. I guess I don't understand why it started like that because
Because she wasn't even in that
So
anymore.
I
at
was just
that-
kind of like,
But
and
then
I
I just
almost
have
thought I
her
was
in.
watching the last episode again for a second because it started like that before and she was blowing up Cookie's phone and then the hack happened. So I was like, did I watch? Oh,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I thought
was
it was the
confused.
same. I was
Yeah.
like, no, because I thought this was gonna start with something different. And then the way Angelo came in,
Yeah.
I was like, how are they talking again
Yeah.
when she cut him off and then was
Thank
watching
you. They're-
the TV like, I love you, you know, and then he's like, I got your text. I'm like, what text? I didn't. What text? Are you
That's
talking
been
about?
that bothered me like the last episode too. Is I'm not liking how they're transitioning into each episode.
There's some
lately. I feel
holes.
that's just
They forgot
for
some
me.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you
Okay.
forgot this happened.
Well, speaking of D'Angelo, well, let's skip around. So speaking of diva moments, so Lucious calls a meeting for Jamal, and he plays a video of Charlamagne Guy from the Breakfast Club
was
giving
crying.
him the donkey of the day. If you're not familiar with the Breakfast Club or any of that is, just Google on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and just type in the Breakfast Club, and you can see Charlamagne, Envy, and Angelo Yee do what they do. But he gave them not only donkey of the day, he gave them actually turkey of the year.
That was so funny.
Him and his khaki-colored children of Empire. You know, Jamal needs a wake-up call. He needs to be jerked back in reality, I guess. So Lucious is always going to go for the vicious approach.
So I was ready to battle this out with you because I thought that we would disagree because I'm Team Lucious on this. Are you? I figure you'll be Team Jamal, so I'm ready to battle whenever you're ready.
Ready to battle. Here's the
Came
thing.
with the gloves on.
I am Team Jamal with a caveat.
Right.
You know what I mean? He went through something traumatic. He was shot. You can't push somebody and say, you need to get better today. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we really don't even know. Rhonda still hasn't had a funeral yet. We don't know how long it's been. I'm going to bring that up every week until there's some resolution with Rhonda. But anyway.
I don't know if we're gonna get it either.
Right. But Lucious, I mean, do you have to embarrass him in front of everybody on wasn't it like early in the morning, random? Just come on, Lucious.
It seemed like it was very early.
Well, maybe early for him because he's now on drugs,
Right.
and he probably hadn't
did
got
come
much
in
sleep.
like-
But just on a side note, I just thought Gabby Sidibe, I thought she looked gorgeous in white, and I don't normally like to comment on clothes and wardrobe, but I thought she looked great. But now going to banter with you, Jill. So Jamal is going through it and blah blah blah
He's
blah blah.
fragile.
But at the same time, he's spending hella money.
He is.
No one's seen any product. No one's heard a song. Becky, you co-signed and shut up because.
Nobody asked
That's her
me.
best friend.
But shut up
She got a best
because
friend.
if you gonna co-sign, have him co-sign to get your ass that A&R position.
Hello.
Right. She opens her mouth at the wrong
pew,
time.
pew.
Shut up,
Pew,
Becky.
pew.
Shut up, Becky. Or if you're gonna speak up for Jamal, then you need to have Jamal give you your job back.
You know, yeah, that might be a good idea. Something contribute other than whatever she's kind of doing. See, that's something to your point about disconnects. I know it's not important, but we're just over everything that happened with Becky, and she's not mad anymore.
There's some
She's just sitting in the
holes.
meeting.
Well, she was looking kind of like she's over it. Like she's, you know.
And where's her boyfriend? We haven't seen her.
I was
dude
ready for the
since-
petty deeds. I was ready for her to get dirty and play smart, and you know.
I mean, I guess there's always time. We have what, 2 more
We
episodes?
might see something on that. But I think with Jamal trying to get over his issues, there's like a gift and a curse because the drugs are kind of getting him back into the creativity.
They're blocking out the fear.
Kind of. But they're also, he's losing a little bit of himself too. So I don't know how I feel about.
I'm Team Lucious. We can move real quick. I'm Team Lucious in this situation because again, you're spending hella money. No one's seen anything.
no one's seen no product.
No one's seen your visual. No one has heard anything, and you're just spending all this money. But yet you're saying that I'm not creative. I'm not ready. So if you ain't ready, what the hell you spend all this money for? So that's all I have to say regarding.
It was just a little fire under his butt. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But the next episode, we're going to see him
Yeah.
produce more. It's the beginning.
Now going back to D'Angelo, so when D'Angelo arrives to get Cookie her beverage in the morning because she's irritated. I'm liking this D'Angelo, like he
took
took
charge.
over
Yeah.
the whole
Angelo
time.
was like,
yeah.
yeah, Cookie, let me lay this out. They're going to have their little conversation. I'm so happy that they finally had their little connection points. The little fireworks were sparking.
I think that's all she
good.
wants. I think she always runs everything.
So
So
she
I
wants
think
somebody
for
to
someone
take
to be like,
control.
no, listen to me now. It's like it turns her on a little bit.
But not just any someone she knows that kind of has her and has her.
And that
best
takes her
interest.
back.
that she can trust, and you proved that.
And
but-
that takes her back to her childhood, and maybe she feels like she can relive that moment and choose wiser.
I
and
think
choose
that she
up.
probably wishes she could have mixed Barry and Lucious at the time, and maybe, you know.
Had the perfect combination.
Mm-hmm. Because I can't help but feel like there's some parts of Angelo when he gets aggressive or when he's very like stern with her,
she's like,
and she loves it. I think that that's Lucious-esque, and I think that it, you know, does something to her.
I don't want to say that it's Lucious-esque. I just think that when you think about the men that's been involved in her life, her daddy and Lucious, I think that most women, no matter how powerful, how many businesses they own, when they are doing business, they control the business. But there are some women who, when all that is done and they're at home, they like to let the man take control. So I just feel that that's what Cookie likes. And it has nothing to do with Lucious or anything. That's just her. Like, she's a boss, but when she gets home, she wants to, you know, take care of her king.
I also feel like
I thought you was ready to get. You was ready to. Okay.
I also
I can
feel
agree
like
with
she
that. That's fair.
chose.
I agree with that.
She chose Lucious over her dad, and I feel like I was saying earlier, she doesn't want to miss the opportunity again because Lucious always gets in the way. He always gets in the way. So I feel like she's gonna fight for this.
Okay, so then Cookie is a no-show for meeting his mom. So before we get to that, there was just a couple other little things that I want to go over. So when Cookie then misses the meeting to meet the mom, I also enjoyed the banter of when Cookie came in. She checked the
I like that she checked the little bodies, and I like that he sat back and let her check the bodies. Like, go ahead, boo.
I also think he was a little under the influence too by that time, so he was just kind of like, yeah, this is cute.
She's like, I think she to the first girl she said, "Do you mind if I talk to my man for
you
a second?"
show he your man?
Yeah.
See, I would have knocked
And then
you
she
out.
threw her
Yeah, I was like, how
Yeah.
are you being that calm?
Yeah, that part. I was
And when
like,
she
ooh.
see the little, you sure he's your man? But you touch my belongings?
I would
Might
have
be a
fought you.
problem.
Cookie
Might be
told
a
her to go
problem.
fetch.
But also, you know, Cookie loves to knuckle up. So Cookie's not going to do anything without backing what.
Oh, I mean, I know Cookie was ready, but I'm just saying the chick she fetched.
Yeah.
I'm
That's all
glad she
did.
didn't do
she
it.
shut her mouth up and walked
I'm glad
away.
she didn't do it. Get it physical because at the end of the day, you coming in the wrong. I get you had a little nervous breakdown or whatever, but at this moment, he doesn't know when you're coming in the wrong. You coming in flying.
So then let's discuss that. So do you think? Obviously, you think she was wrong. She was wrong about that fight or that situation. She could have just maybe called.
I mean, can she send a
Right.
text?
There's
Said
a few
something
times
like I feel like Cookie should have at least, because she called and text say, hey, I can't make it or something's come up, rather than just show up, be mad, check the girls that's there.
Right.
And then
Right.
I like what Angelo said.
She was on time. They
She
was on
was
time.
like, well, they was on time.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like,
you better tell her. I mean, the
Get it,
weird thing
boo.
is like with the holes that we experience, and in the storylines, maybe she did text and he was just like whatever, and but the family, they don't do texts, right? Because wasn't Andre supposed to show up at the dinner and he
again,
could have texted his mom and be
right.
like, hey, I'm not gonna make it. I got to do this thing for Nessa or whatever. The communication is not really
get
there.
real preoccupied.
Yeah.
So I agree with what you're saying though.
Especially when she made the point of like telling Jamal she was going to be late. She's like, no, I'm going to be late.
Right. So I just thought she was going to text him immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so before we actually get into the dinner, there was the dialogue with Cookie and her sons. Let's go to Cookie, Hakeem, and Andre. So Hakeem is there trying to tend for his daughter. I'm not sure why he does not know how to hold his own daughter.
I mean, because it's Lucious' daughter. Not literally, but he's trying. But
Can we
Lucious,
get real for a minute here? What 21-year-old kid doesn't know how to hold a baby? Like,
But
is that, am I stepping out there?
I don't know none.
No.
that don't know how.
But it's like
There's-
3 or 4 episodes now. He still ain't got it.
yeah,
Like, come on
right.
now.
She's how old? And you don't know how to hold her?
Here's the thing: does he really want to? Like,
That might be a struggle too, but still.
It just wasn't believable
Yeah.
for me. The
Yeah.
whole, like, you really?
I'm not buying it.
I have to actually defend Hakeem. There are a lot of people who Hakeem's age has never held a baby. Like, you have to think there's all men in their family except for Cookie and Anika. Yeah. Cookie was in jail for 17 years, and as Lucious told Hakeem, when he was like, well, mom says hold it this way, he was like, your mama country. Your mom ain't held a baby since you were born. So there's no babies.
I guess even though
I am because here's why. It's not so much I believe that maybe he doesn't know how to hold a baby as he's been shown, but babies are fragile. They squirm. It might make him uncomfortable having to be that responsible. Clearly,
I can understand that, but like I said, it's not our first time seeing him hold the baby. So I feel like progression. Every time you pick up the baby, it should be better.
The baby's been around for a couple months now.
I do think they should leave that part of it alone, but I feel like the holding the baby thing isn't really about holding the baby. It's more so about dealing with the baby.
Yeah.
More importantly, because she was being really fussy. Now, if she was quiet, he probably wouldn't have had a hard time holding her. I can understand that, but I'm just kind of like...
And
YouTube tutorials.
Why?
I have to defend him. I have to defend Hakeem again, also because parenting is difficult for men.
I'm only speaking as a woman because
it's difficult.
We didn't do that.
I have a friend who just had a baby, and he was able to feed his daughter. I think just last week. And his daughter's she's probably maybe about 40 days old, but because of the breastfeed. So
that makes sense. I mean,
but I'm just saying that, like, the first time that he held her, there's not, the connection is not as quick. So, and there's things that he's also learning as a father of how to hold. So it's realistic for him to do that, especially when his dad Lucious, who he does not like, talks at him and don't talk to him.
Right. I think it also doesn't help that, like, these increments of weekly episodes make me feel like there's this space.
Like how much space has gone by
from the last time I've seen him.
Time has gone by.
Okay, now, what are your thoughts on Hakeem still in his feelings about this whole Nessa situation?
He's just mad because he lost. That's pure ego. But we've seen Hakeem do this time and time again.
He's bored.
He was just going off on Graham about, God, how did I just blank on her name? We were just talking about it. No, not Tiana.
I'm like, Ficky remix.
Ricky. So I just feel like that's just his attitude. Like, that's mine. That's my chick. What? I'm still mad at you about that.
I just think he has nothing else to do. Like, he should be taking that energy and starting to bond with his baby girl more so than worrying about his brother stealing somebody that was never into him.
They made it real clear this episode he's still a child. They could not have run that home anymore.
And I don't know why I'm defending Hakeem, but
you just on. I know.
I'm defending him. When Cookie was yelling, she said,
I did like that. I did like
Cookie. Cookie asked about them coming to the dinner. She was like, "You didn't ask us. You're not begging. You're yelling at us." And then she says, "I don't ask y'all for much." Hakeem says, "Yes, you do. Have you met you?" Like, this was, although Hakeem is a child, he's like that Justin Bieber spoiled child. But I felt like in this episode, he made some valid points about no one ever talks to me. No one ever talks to me. You guys just yell. You slap me. You hit me around. Like, no one is like. He's like crying out for attention.
Mm-hmm. That's what babies do.
That's very clear. Right. Yeah, that's very clear. There's no argument there, Bamm.
Yeah.
He needs a mentor, It would have been Shyne if, all these things hadn't happened, I suppose.
I don't know if we wanted Shyne as his mentor.
I don't think we did, but he wants somebody to,
So let's skip around. So now Dre and Nessa. So Nessa wants Andre to show up for their dead brother's 6th anniversary for Stony Stone Parker, I believe. And so he misses that and he goes to that. Shyne is also upset because Freda doesn't want to be a part of the deal, so he wants to go after Andre. He makes this bogus threat, like, I spared your life. Did you forget that you got your ass beat? Like, whatever. Yeah. So now let's go to Nessa and Andre's relationship. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on the party, bringing Freda there and so forth?
They're moving quick, I think. Like,
Andre.
Well, again, we don't know how much time is going by, and so on some tokens, we're like, oh, I don't think that much time has gone by, like with Hakeem's baby. So if that much time hasn't gone by, I think they're moving real quick. Like, for you to invite him to something of that level, also, like, he's moving really quick.
Well, very
into trusting
quickly because he
her.
trusted her to
And
show her
so
the
I just think
lowdown.
it's something's gonna happen bad.
I want them to be together though.
What you got, Bamm? What you got? What do you have?
Is there not any of the four of us who doesn't have friends who not only jumped into a relationship,
Serial
but
monogamous.
moved in together
later
after
on,
about
lived
2-3
together.
months? They know each other's social
Oh,
security.
I have a friend who meets a guy 2 weeks later. Yeah, we're on the path to marriage. Are
Knock
you?
it off.
I think Andre's lonely. Nessa hasn't really had anybody that she could connect to in that way.
So are you
I didn't
saying-
think it was a big
Yeah.
deal her inviting him to that because it seemed like a block party,
Yeah.
you know, in honor of her brother. It obviously meant a great deal to her, but I didn't think it was a big deal him inviting her.
I didn't
But
so either.
the only thing that I didn't understand was, can he do both? Were they like gonna be done at 9 o'clock? If dinner was at 8, he
I
couldn't
felt like he
up
could have
at
showed
10 or
up a lot
10:30.
earlier during the
Right.
daylight and then
During the
still
day,
made.
or,
But we
you
don't
know,
know.
or
They're
vice
so
versa,
busy.
right.
They're so
You know.
busy. We don't know
Well,
what they're
I
doing.
think Andre's intentions was to show up,
Drop Freda
you know,
off.
do that little LA thing, stay there for like 15, 20 minutes.
Hi.
We're
you
good
know,
for that. We're good for that.
And then eventually leave. That's what his intentions was. But sometimes when the party turns up or whatever, you stay 15 minutes become 30 minutes become an hour, and then whoo.
When it's lit.
So his
Plus, your baby
intention.
boo can talk you into doing a lot of things.
So his intentions was to go there and then go tend to his mom.
Okay, so can I, as a side to this, the whole thing with Freda, girl, go rap. You're not
Right.
in jail anymore.
Right.
They got you out. You better go rap.
I didn't
Stop
understand that
tripping.
part
Stop,
either.
Like this whole, I'm not doing. Why? Why are you messing things up? You shot Jamal. I know you didn't intend to. I know all the
you
backstory with
did.
your dad, but you did. You could have been in jail for your life,
Right.
and you actually like rapping and you're good at it. Go rap.
And you have the
Everybody was just really
opportunity,
Go
emotional.
rap.
Everybody
Yeah.
was really emotional.
need to
is
talk
wrong-
to someone.
What is wrong with me? I don't even like the Freda character, and I'm
And you
trying-
about to go for back for
you
her
gonna
too?
defend her?
Yeah, and I'm trying to really pretend like I'm enjoying this storyline, but actually, Freda again, she's a child. She's in this sort of new environment where she's from the urban neighborhood, and she's starting to see things outside of that surrounding. She's starting to see the success that she's possibly gonna have. She's starting to see the money and all these other things, and sometimes people get afraid. We are all entertainers, and if you knew that in 6 months you were going to star on the new Oprah Winfrey Queen Sugar Part 2. You may start having some fears of how your life is going to change. Oh, what is wrong with me? I'm just defending everybody today.
Yeah,
you
I'd be
on the
excited.
up.
I'd be like,
Bamm,
all
that's
right.
nice.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
nice. You want to show empathy for Freda. She needs to go
She
ahead
needs
and
to
rap.
grow
Because
up,
what
yeah.
else is she gonna do? You gonna go back on the block and do what?
I think everyone just needs therapy at this point.
They need to
think
talk to
everyone
someone and share and release.
Or just step up and like,
man
your
up.
Just man up and
Man
get
up.
over it.
So what's your thoughts on Shyne then decides to record her
What was all
performance?
that?
So this is my take. Well, this is my take on this.
He's gonna put it out.
He's gonna put it out there because I don't think he's such a grimy guy that in case Freda doesn't want to sign, or if she decides to act up, then he has the footage. He can put it out there on somebody's stream. He can make money regardless if she wants to be a part of the label anyway. So it's basically a big F you to her if you decide not to sign with his label.
I'm gonna actually take it that he is actually doing a bit of Lucious not that I think he was setting out to do this, but I think it might be good for Freda if he does pop it out there, because I think the song could do well, and maybe
Yeah.
then she would feel more comfortable
Right.
and be encouraged, because she looked
positive
comfortable
reinforcement.
once she got over her whatever she was going through on stage.
But
You know?
I thought it was weird how they acted like it was such a huge deal, though, that he was videoing it. Like, doesn't everyone have their phones
I know,
there?
I know,
Like,
I know.
I didn't understand. I thought
why
that
it
was
was
so
that was
incognito.
yeah.
I think
like,
the intent was what Bamm said, that he's going to do something, not necessarily
They obviously
music
showed us for a
label head.
reason
Yeah.
so that we can go
Right.
back to that when it comes.
next one.
Yeah.
My final two comments is Empire is supposed to be set in New York, and I don't
Is it
believe
New York?
I thought it was
they're-
Chicago.
They
Chicago.
tape in Chicago, but Empire is in New York.
I did not know that.
okay.
And so just some minor thing, I'm sorry Petty Pablo has to come out, but I don't believe people in New York step. and so some of the background dancers were stepping. You know, like
Oh, when he
step-
took her, I saw
Yeah.
that.
So I just
You sure it's not Chicago?
yeah,
Because they step in Chicago.
they tape in Chicago,
Well, they
but
shoot it.
yeah,
Yeah.
they shoot in
They
Chicago,
brought the wrong
but
extras.
but
They weren't informed.
But the vibe is they're supposed to be from New York.
Oh.
Because you know Philly and
Philly
then
and
from
New
Philly.
York, you just get on the
Yeah,
train.
yeah. So
Right.
that's one other thing. And then the last thing I want to say about this is, you know, Shyne was making this big thing regarding Nessa and family and so forth, but Nessa clearly looked like she did not want to be there. She wasn't socializing with her family and
She
friends.
was waiting for Andre.
She was too wrapped up in
waiting for
Andre's
Andre.
absence.
And
You never had that happen? You at some place and you're waiting on your boo to come and you're like,
And the just vibe just
where's my
goes
boo?
down
Yeah,
Right.
it's
for a
like,
minute.
wait, boo is late.
But my point,
Ruins your day.
my point is, Nessa is over this hood shit. She's
Yeah.
ready to move on. Is the point that I
Yeah.
think that they're
Maybe
trying
that
to
was
show.
the beauty of having Andre there.
True.
Yeah.
So that
She
they
wants
can-
to, you know, bust out of that cocoon.
Yeah. And then, you know, Shyne mentioned something about how all these other guys they would kill to be with you, blah blah blah. And he's trying to get Nessa. He's trying to get Andre out of his head. So clearly, she's ready to move on to the other side. And I can't blame
I
her.
don't think Shyne really understands Nessa at this point.
Yeah.
Or maybe he thinks he does. He thinks that she's
That's
still
not the little sister that you had,
from
yeah.
the hood, and she's ready to become a woman with experiences and other areas, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's going to get ugly.
I also
Yeah.
think he might be concerned that she's not going to need him
Yep.
That more
if
importantly.
she progresses.
And he might secretly like her. Let's not rule that out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's not rule that out.
I agree.
I think that he secretly still could be like, you know what?
Because are they
They're not-
full brothers? Or are they
No,
real?
they're nothing. He was friends with her brother
That's
that was
right,
killed.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's
you
right.
know.
That's right. Maybe he's talking about himself then.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
That's
I
very
agree.
That has to
probable.
be it
Very
then. 'cause
probable.
We're
I
gonna
forgot
see
that they
something
weren't
like
really.
that.
I thought they were
Yeah.
blood for a second.
And he seems more concerned about the death of her brother than Nessa does.
You think?
That whole gangsta and woo, and I mean, she just like he's dead, he's gone. Like she seems to.
And she was really young.
Yeah, so she seems to be over it, and he's still trying to keep his whatever.
But isn't that what always happens? You know, the T-shirts come out, and you know,
spray painted
like,
T-shirt.
Yeah.
I think he keeps trying to remind her why they're so close, or
Yeah.
keeps trying to.
He's trying to keep
that
a
on
He's
that
like,
connection
right.
don't
because he
forget
wants
the
to hit.
loyalty. Don't forget the
Exactly.
loyalty.
No, he's
This
trying
is
to
where
keep
it
a
came
connection
from.
'cause he
Don't
wanna-
forget
He
where
wants
it
to
came
hit
from.
it.
Okay, so now back to Cookie and her son. So now let's go into Jamal, Philip, D Major, and Cookie. So before Cookie comes into the picture, you see D Major and Philip.
Okay, first, can I have a few things to say about this? Okay, one, clearly, like I said, Philip and Jamal, they got feelings. They playing shy brother. They each, they're not ready to acknowledge the feelings for each other, whatever they're doing. But even though we don't really know what Philip
you
is.
saying that they have feelings towards each other?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. D Major in there staking his claim, and like I said, hey, little drugs, they just get you through it. Baby, what you doing, Philip? Back up. I want him to go away.
Who? Which one?
D Major.
Yeah, he's
go.
so annoying. He's so annoying.
So then
Go!
Philip
You
can finally
still-
come out the closet.
So you can come out the closet, and then you are pushing drugs on a guy that almost overdosed last week. Oh, you just passed out a little bit. Are you crazy? Come on, man.
That's not what he was saying when he was about to cry, trying to wake him up.
Right. Wake up!
Right.
Wake up!
Now all of a sudden he's hard.
I'm having so much fun just going against you. In the music
And Jamal was
business,
being thought.
I mean that
Yeah,
they.
in the music business, you by any means necessary. I'm not okay. How can I say this?
You do have to get the song.
Right.
You have by any means necessary. Producers, managers, by any means necessary, they have to get artists in the studio. They have to get them out on stage. And if that means giving them weed, if that means giving them a pill, if that means giving them whatever they need to do in order to get them going.
After they just overdosed and don't nobody know?
But didn't we also hear Jamal tell D Major, like, I paid for this session, you still haven't done what you were supposed to be
Exactly.
doing?
He's not following
so
up with the
you
music,
drugging
yeah.
him not to do work.
And
because you didn't do
even Jamal is kind of like,
But technically, doesn't he need the drugs in order to do music?
Yeah.
we don't know. Well, maybe.
Right now, it seems that he
it
needs
seems
it,
that he
but
does, yeah.
still, there was some stuff that D Major was supposed to do that he didn't necessarily need Jamal for that he did not do, and that was very clear when Jamal asked him.
It was.
Very true, and I wondered about that, and I wondered, was that
And that was right after
I
the
think that
meeting
D Major-
when Lucious was getting on him saying we not seeing anything, and then he came back to D Major like, yo,
What's going on?
I took that as something that Jamal decided to do because the pressure was under him. Before, he was kind of controlling the things and he didn't want to do certain things or whatever, but then once he basically got clowned by Charlemagne, then his mind changes.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to call foul on you because you just said that we got to do anything it takes to get the song, and that's why he's D Major's pumping him with drugs. But to turn that around, but he's still not pumping out the song that he needs, that he has the material for, ultimately. So,
But he did at
he?
the end.
he sent
Like
him
the song that he created.
finished.
You know, like I mean,
But
he
didn't
was talking about
play-
something else. I
I
think
thought he
when
was
he
talking
came.
about, because remember Jamal played, like he set up the videos. That's what
Right.
set
That was
Cookie
he was supposed to
on
do, and
before-
as D Major was leaving, then he's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, what about that other thing?"
Exactly. So I mean, I feel like Jamal's making small progress, but it's not big enough. And anyway, it's D Major is getting the instructions. He's not on the other side pushing. Lucious didn't call him like, you better get Jamal in the studio. Do you know what I'm saying? So to me, the whole thing with the drugs,
I can understand the little fire under the butt though
Yeah.
from Lucious because
Yeah,
he
true
needed
indeed.
that.
Right.
Because obviously when he did come back to D Major, he probably like, yeah, we sitting on some stuff, but he was still inspired with his mama song.
My thing with this whole D Major and Philip, even Cookie called it. She was like, you over there being, my son over there being hoish. Philip, you heard.
Two men. He got
bopping.
two men.
Cookie talks way too loud for you, Philip, not to hear her say that as you're going out the
And
elevator.
you didn't say nothing.
And you ain't
no
say.
objections.
Wait, and part two, when they went to go visit his aunt at the beauty supply store.
Wait. Did you see the name of the hair place? It was called Hair on Fleek. That was the name of it.
Hair on fleek.
Oh, wait.
Eyebrows on fleek.
Oh, wait. Or it was,
That is so funny.
Baby Hair on Fleek.
Baby
That's what it
hair.
said.
even better.
That's even better, baby.
The
Baby
slickety
hair
slick,
on
right?
fleek, edge control.
I was
Edge
really
control keeps
mad
that.
at that one moment when that fan came back like, gobble gobble, like, what you talking about? We ain't seen nothing since old girl shot you. And then I went to look at, what's her name? The sister's name.
Carol.
I went to look at her like, it's your fault. It's your fault.
Because you mentioned that was your nephew. She should have never said anything. I'm going
I was
back.
saying it's her fault that he got shot because she riled up,
Oh,
Freda.
yeah.
I was going to take it all the way back.
She sure did. Why is Philip? I don't understand. Why is he there?
Once again, and did you hear
Like
when
you-
Carol was like, ooh, I look at your
Yes.
little nigga, yes, da 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 da.
And
da.
he just
Go
stands
away.
And he just
there.
stands.
Yes.
He's not ready to come
me,
out.
Maybe maybe he's. But I don't know. He's confused.
He's there for a reason, Bamm.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be mad when they do reveal his reason? If it's what we're all thinking.
You know
anyway?
what? I've said numerous times that he's gay, but you know what? Maybe he's not, and maybe he has some other
my
ulterior
gosh.
motive because
Maybe he's just abiding by his
What if they
professional
introduce us
ethics.
to his family in the next?
I don't
his wife and kids.
I don't understand why is he there. I didn't
help
understand
Jamal
that.
through-
Either.
yeah.
Why does he
Houseway.
need to go to the
like
to see your,
why do you
your
need
aunt with you?
why do you need
Because here's the thing. This is why I think he's Jamal's counselor, right? And he was going to talk to Carol about a very emotional thing that just happened with his mom.
Is he certified
because
to
he
be a
felt-
counselor?
That's what I'm wondering. Was it?
I don't
Didn't
know.
we
He
see
just
him
runs a
leave?
PTSD
So then Jamal called him
group.
back.
I think so, maybe because we don't know what his credentials are. But Jamal obviously leans very heavy on them. And part two, they're flirting. I don't know why you guys are overlooking this.
Wait.
Oh, I
Philip-
know that.
there.
I
Wait,
know
Philip is Philip. Do you think Philip flirt? He just kind of.
He's using his. Yeah.
He
just stands there like
he's
this.
not
He's there,
flirting,
though.
That's
but
true.
he's not
He barely
objecting.
talks.
He's not
Right.
like moving. To me, he's not discouraging it.
No, and
Do
you
you know
know
what I'm
he will
saying?
drop
So-
anything
And it's an
to
easy,
be by Jamal's
and it's an
side.
easy way for them to hang out because it's like I need my.
Yeah, that's a
counselor
slow
or
yes.
whatever.
That's called a slow
I
yes.
need him to have another ulterior motive. Are you using him? Like, what's going on? Or move
I think he's
faster?
just a
Maybe he's his
genuine,
guardian
like,
angel.
Maybe he wants to be the one that, after you get through thotting and bopping and hoeing and all of that
He'll
stuff,
still be there.
he's the one that
He
settles
came to
down.
save him.
You'll see that, he's the pure one.
My final thing on that whole little threesome is, as I said before, I wish just all three of them boned. But I'm liking
No,
your
'cause
story.
they would show that.
Yeah, but I'm
They
liking.
would show
but
that.
I'm
I'm
liking.
good.
I'm liking your story, Jill. I think D Major and Philip just needs to get it on and forget all about Jamal. And
So
then
together.
yeah, those two need to get together.
Listen to you tonight, stuttering up a story.
Those two need to get. Those two need to get together.
There's a lot of energy just
Yeah.
between
I don't
everybody.
want them to
Something's
be
wrong.
together.
I don't think that they'll be
I just-
together though, because I think it's about Jamal.
They
but
do clash a lot,
it's
but
a battle. I don't know.
I'm liking that new theory, but so
Not happen.
So Cookie comes over to the house. She says she has 15 minutes, and so Jamal shows the visual of while he's playing the song "Mama," along with the visuals of
The home
Cookie
movies.
and the home things. Now that song, I have to say, that song was pretty great. Some of the things that some of the lyrics. It says, wait, it's somewhere. Hold on, Mama.
We should just be singing.
It says, for everything you've been through, there's nothing I won't do for you. See, you deserve the best of what this world can offer you. And so she starts to freak out when she sees the visual of her dad. Open floor. What do you guys think?
I knew it was something bad.
Yeah.
I knew she loved her dad, but I wasn't sure what exactly happened, but I knew it had to be her fault. I just felt like it was something she felt really guilty about.
I felt really bad that they blamed her for his death. I mean, I get it.
I think too.
I don't blame him.
When you see that
Yeah.
scene when he is bawling, kicking her out,
Yeah.
you know that is so hard for him. Like, he closed the door and he was still wailing. So I get that part.
I do too.
I would never forgive myself if I was. I totally feel the pain on that.
And I don't think she ever like really took time to
There was
process
no closure.
that, because she went straight from that to having to literally take care of her sisters and then getting caught up with Lucious. And I think it's just a really painful thing that she's never really had the time or the wherewithal to really process. And
It's a missed moment for real that you can't get back.
Yeah.
So that's gonna always eat at you.
But it definitely, she did drive her dad to his grave.
She was the favorite. She was the favorite.
She did. He had a lot of, although the dad had a lot of expectations, which, sometimes parents, I don't believe should have a bunch of high expectations. But,
Life happens.
yeah.
Yeah.
I felt bad.
Womp
Yeah.
womp. Okay, are we gonna talk about Felicia Rashad
Yes,
now?
we are.
Okay.
So now,
Wah, wah.
let's discuss
moving on.
Diane
Sad.
from the moment she walked in.
Get it? I mean, Felicia Rashad, Diana Dubois. Wait, no, what's her last name? Is it
Dubois, yeah.
Diana Dubois. Okay, first of all, that just sounds wealthy, right?
It sounds like she should have been
Just
Boo Boo
sounds
Kitty's mom,
glamorous.
Right?
honestly. Like,
I love her just her presence and the confidence and the way that her delivery with things, and her look of disgust as she looked Cookie up and down and just checked her. Yeah, you didn't have to do all of this for me.
But can we even go back? So
but
let's-
that dinner, that meeting,
so
thing.
the meeting. So when she doesn't show up and when Diane arrives to the venue, so that people can actually pay the donations for the conversation that Angelo, is it Dean? I've been saying
It's Angelo.
It's Angelo.
So Angelo, she goes, am I to understand that I am being stood up by this woman after what the whole world saw sagging in that pitiful
That was rude.
little
That was
naked
That was harsh.
That was
She
rude.
says, and we're here to make a statement that she's not this kind of person. This will never do, child.
I almost felt like she was willing to give her that chance.
Totally was.
And she kind of blew it with that. Of course, you never know what's going on in people's lives, but I feel like she was like, this was the moment I was going to give her the floor and have her redeem herself. And
Again,
she blew
that's where
it.
a text message would help, because then he could come up with, hey,
I think she still would have felt
gonna be-
disrespected.
I'm sure she
Yeah.
would have, but at least he
But-
would have had an answer.
But see, now this is where I mean, it was fun and cute that she was, this bougie lady, but I always believe that you be who you are. Fuck how your mother thinks. Who cares?
Right.
I am who I am, and I don't care how bougie or what your new upbringing is. There's not too many persons of color who are literally born with a silver spoon in their mouth, where
Right.
they don't have a hood cousin, they don't have anyone from normalcy of what most people of color go through. So as we saw later on in the scene,
She went through that too.
she went through that
Right.
too. So to treat her as if she's some fucking queen, give me a break.
I think that was the beauty of the end of that dinner, because even Lucious tried to come in and throw his little jabs, and at the end of it, she was just like, yeah, this is me.
I think it took her back. Maybe, you know, it's been a while and she had been removed from that part of her, and some of those moments, it just reminded her maybe of those things. And then the song obviously touched her, so way to go,
How do you
Jamal.
forget where you come from, though?
I don't think
I don't think she wants to even.
But if you're looking
remember
down
where
on
she came
somebody
from, like-
else who has a background similar
Right.
to how you were brought up, that's kind of
Diana
like,
Ross did, right?
that's kind of rude.
But she well, I don't. Are we? Did she necessarily go through that? Because she said she was the third generation, right?
True.
Yeah.
So I think, and then so Angelo's even more removed. So I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that like she
She
didn't want to
has
act
no
that way
idea.
She
too, because
probably
he
heard
doesn't.
about it, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure as they were coming through it and, you know, rising in the ranks from that
What'd she
position.
say? They
to
clean
the upper
themselves
echelon.
clean, or
Yeah,
they
it's
Yeah.
something.
Like
So-
the Kennedys.
Yeah, some of them. I want to
So
go.
true.
I want to go a little more in depth at the dinner party. So at the dinner party, when Angelo and Diane arrives, Jamal is there. He's high
Okay,
Lit.
hi Jamal
Straight
is
lit.
fun tea.
Lit.
with his silk pajama shirt on.
I was like, oh my
With his
God.
outfit, like he was having
Sweating
a 1997 puffy Biggie
He
video
was channeling a little bit of Prince. a
Oh
little bit.
my god.
So he was high, and Cookie is nervous. She slaps him and tells him to get himself together, and they arrive. And so now Jamal, Hakeem comes with the baby because he's fed up.
Can I ask a question about
Yeah.
that? How close is Cookie's penthouse to Lucious's mansion? Because how did you got in the car and drove the baby? Like I was a little, or they were.
he has a driver. They all have
Okay.
drivers when need
Okay.
be.
But my point is,
Yeah.
you still had to get the baby in the car. Did you put it in the car seat? You
Probably
just
not.
running upstairs
I know,
like
because
get
we're giving
this
him a lot of
baby?
flack for learning how to take care of the baby. Maybe he didn't put the baby in the car.
He probably held it in the back of the car.
But also,
Shut up.
He has nannies, so the nanny probably.
The nanny wasn't allowed. If he
If
had
he
a
had a nanny, just give it to
her. That's what I didn't understand. If
Right.
you got a nanny, let the nanny do her job. Why are you over here stressing?
I feel
and
like that's
running out the
also the
house?
symbol. I think that also symbolizes that they all run to Cookie too.
Yeah.
You know?
They all run to her for help.
Yeah.
And so he runs into the house, needing help, while Cookie
No
is,
diaper bag. No car seat.
Girl.
Nothing.
I'm normally the petty one, but you got
No, defend
you're right.
that though.
You're right.
Defend
You're right.
that, 'cause I'm
no,
like,
you're
you're
right.
so
with the baby's pacifier in
Yeah.
his mouth. What are
Yeah.
you doing?
You're right. You're right.
What?
It probably
are
fell
you
on the
doing?
ground, and then he was being
Do
responsible.
you think
and
he would
cleaned
know
it.
to do that?
No.
Right.
Absolutely
so,
not.
You know, he probably just needed that
Absolutely.
pacifier on his own.
He was crying.
One of my favorite parts is so when Hakeem comes in, Diane says, "Where's his mother's child?" And so Jamal then goes to her. He says, "Oh man, something about shade."
Yes, I liked how Jamal checked in.
yeah.
I
I
peeped that. I peeped Diana. Yeah, like
I
I
peeped
see
that.
what you're doing.
Right.
I thought he was gonna keep going.
I
was
too.
like, hold on.
I was like,
It
ooh,
was,
it's about to go off.
nerves.
Yeah.
That whole moment was all nerves. So the moment
He goes,
she
"You
walked
mad
in-
shady," and I catch that. He's like, "You mad shady." Now, how come Cookie didn't know that the mom was allergic to seafood?
Also, on that note, she is in PETA, so she doesn't eat seafood if she's in PETA.
That's a great point. She
She's
should be a
freaking vegan. So that was a whole disconnect there, and I was like, what?
Ding. Look, Bamm. Ding. That's a very good
Girl.
point. That is
I'm
a
just
great
like,
point.
why would you even get seafood? Where's the vegan chicken and shit? Like,
I'm not doing it, John.
okay.
I mean, Cookie, how you gonna turn your back?
He said he's not doing it, y'all. For those that can't hear him, because he's not talking into the mic. He said he's not doing it. He's not doing it.
It's, That's a
mean-
great point.
And then she said duck after to wash that cobbler down, and I was like,
That's
no,
a good,
cold duck.
Cold duck.
That's a drink.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's a drink.
Girl, I didn't know
we're
either.
even. We're even
I didn't
now.
know either, 'cause I was like,
duck. That sounds disgusting.
that's
after a cobbler.
No, cold
Okay.
duck. Yeah.
What drink is that?
Cold duck.
What?
Sorry.
What great, excellent points about some of the
Jill chopped in.
the loopholes.
Go like this. You gotta lift your arms. Inhale. Here you go.
Lucious and Boo Boo Kitty comes in and completely wrecks havoc. Now, my problem with Lucious is, so Lucious comes in, he tells all the
so
business.
salty.
He's salty.
He had already ruined the original dinner at a restaurant where Diana could order whatever she wanted.
Yeah.
Right.
But what annoyed me is so Lucious is throwing all of this dirt out, and he's talking about how Cookie, has been in jail for 17 years, and now he had to raise all the kids, and he's just telling all the business as if Diane doesn't already know this.
Right. One.
But you're throwing your wife under the bus, but she went to jail for
Yo ass.
Yeah, that's control, and that is, guess what? I see you really liking this dude. I see he's making an impact.
He's shaking.
Yeah.
He's shaking in
I'm
his
taking
boots
it
a
all
little.
down. I'm throwing everything I can to make sure this union doesn't
To
work.
be honest, I was glad he did it.
Really?
Yeah, because it really pushed.
Wait, huh?
Not glad. Okay, glad might be a little aggressive, but I think the end result was Cookie had to just like be Cookie.
It was like a sense of relief.
And come up and just be like, listen, yeah, this is all true. You probably knew it was all true.
I should have kept my
It's out in your
penises on the
face.
wall. Like,
welcome to the family. This is probably going to happen again. Lucious is crazy.
What were the penises on the wall? I had no idea.
it was just a portrait of a
naked
guy,
man.
like it
Yeah.
was something
Yeah.
When she
covering
said
it.
that, I was like,
But
what?
it was
He
just
was
kind
like,
of.
where?
I
I
was
wanna
just.
say-
I don't know. I didn't like seeing Cookie like redo the whole apartment, and that just took her away. That
It-
took
it
away from her
did.
character. So
Yeah.
I like that. What he did brought her back to it.
It,
but,
it backfired for sure.
Yeah.
I think for him.
And so in my notes I have Cookie's had enough. She comes clean. She tells Hakeem to get the peach cobbler and the cold duck to wash it down, and she says, we are one twisted tree. I wouldn't trade one gay, one high, one low, one crazy, one lazy branch of it. This is who we are. Take it or leave it. Jamal, sing us a song.
Who was the lazy? Who
Side
was the
note-
lazy?
Wait.
Any of them.
Okay.
Andre
Talking about
did
Booby
call.
Kitty.
Andre did call. He just didn't call Cookie. Remember, because when Hakeem
He sure
walked
did,
in,
yeah.
he said Andre said he ain't, or did he call Jamal?
Yeah.
Somebody was like, Andre said he wasn't
yeah,
coming.
Hakeem said that.
You know what?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought they said it was Hakeem because he came in like, you can't answer your phone, and then it totally threw me off. But he did say Andre.
You're right, he did.
Yeah, but
And-
that's a great point, though, that you made about Cookie being brought back to her center. I think that's important.
It's really important because at some points, Cookie can't do this whole facade. Even when she was getting the etiquette lessons from her sister, she still couldn't resist being who she was.
Conversate.
Yeah.
You guys know that's not a word, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And conversating, anything with conversate.
Converse.
Yeah.
That's the word.
Yeah.
It just sounds smoother.
But what I thought was really great was the moments when Jamal was singing the song, and when he said, found all her sins under the mattress, then suddenly Daddy up and died, but still she sees her father there in Lucious' eyes, and then they show the clip of Lucious
flashback.
of where Lucious actually takes that in, and I felt like at that moment Lucious
He got it.
he understood, like, wow,
What she gave up for him.
Right.
what Cookie did. He maybe felt a little remorse. Do you felt like he felt a little remorse?
I feel like
or
he
do you-
did
A glimmer.
immediately.
Yeah.
A glimmer.
I mean,
little bit.
is it gonna
Lucious.
last?
Right.
Probably not. But at that moment, for sure, when he was like, "Let me get up out of here."
Yeah.
And then
Now-
just like having Angelo's
Yeah.
arm just like still resting on Cookie's shoulder
Yeah.
when he was, I don't know. That was a good scene. I really
Do you,
liked
but
that.
do you also think it has something to do with the fact that he realized she's actually over me now?
I think it was more so like I really need to let her live.
I think it touched everybody.
Yeah, I think he was just kind of like, let me leave this girl alone. She's done so much sacrifice, so much for my family, this empire, everything. I need to just relax. And I think it was good for him to see Jamal to hear that song too, because he's like, this was the song I was telling
Yeah.
you about. So I think it was that moment.
How do you guys think Boo Boo Kitty was taking in all of this while there? Who cares? So what? So
Yeah.
What cares? Okay. And then Diane says to Cookie, "You got fire in you. Just don't burn my child."
My one and
child.
only.
I liked that.
Yeah, me too.
That was like the
it's like-
perfect threat.
It's like game recognized game.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, okay.
Like you get
And
the
she
pass for
knows-
now, but if anything
Right.
pops off,
watching
But
Yeah.
she also knows how dirty it's gonna be because, like, I feel like because she is now old money,
Yeah.
and so she's talking to new money, and they're going to transition.
that's a good way to put it.
They're going to transition, in the next generation to being older and older money, but that, like she had said, takes a toll to clean up your name, and so she just doesn't want Angelo getting caught up in the crossfires of that. But I thought it was a cool thing because she's like, you're going to eventually be like me, or, your younger generation's eventually
Yeah.
going to be like me.
Am I the only one that is nervous about Angelo's him trying to be mayor? Like, am I the only one that kind of wants them to kind of take a break until he's mayor and then go? I don't know.
Technically, after some recent things that have happened during the month of November, anything is possible for anybody to win. In the election.
Say that again. Can we all snap on that? You don't even need experience.
No.
That's true. But he's black.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah,
Angelo
that is
is
true.
a man of color.
Final thought. What was you guys' reaction when you saw Boo Boo Kitty moisturizing and then Lucious walks by? Do you think that Lucious will get back with Boo Boo
Yes.
Kitty
Yeah.
due to Hell I Have Nobody Else?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was
Until
him.
somebody-
That was
They're totally gonna hit it
him
again,
giving
yeah.
up the
Yep.
fight
Yeah.
to hate on.
Let me take
Cookie.
advantage of this
And she
live,
knows.
you know.
Why she even
She's
dressed like that? Who
Yeah,
dressed
yeah,
up like that?
that really too. I was like, what are you? Why?
And the door
Well,
open.
I mean, one, she saw what went down at the place. She probably like, oh, this, let me, you know, she's always positioning.
She's smart.
Right.
Yeah,
she's
she's
not,
always
you know,
smart.
she's not a fool, so she knows, I can get in some good favor with Lucious right now. Maybe I get out the house a little bit more, and, you know.
And also to defend her, Boo Boo Kitty has money. Why does she have to sleep in PJs?
I don't think she necessarily needs to sleep in PJs, but the door was wide open. Like, I feel like there was ulterior motives for sure.
there
Like,
was.
I'm gonna put on this scent. I'm gonna let him smell it down the hall, and yeah, he gonna come looking.
I'm
at
going to
this.
be all moisturized.
Looking all
oily,
She did look great.
She was
She
looking
did
all
look great.
good.
She did.
I was looking like
After having a
damn, girl.
baby that soon.
Yeah.
The final thing, and then I promise we're gonna go into predictions. Lucious hair is killing me.
Did you notice
It's
in that
getting
one
bigger and
scene
bigger.
how it wasn't combed down all
Yeah.
the way, and the one
Yeah.
piece was? I was like, can we not?
And then also
They didn't keep the relaxer
That's what
on.
happens with the texturizer.
And then also, and I've noticed this. This is not the first time this episode has happened, but Jamal's hair line and his hair is different. When he was with this is stop please. When he was talking to Cookie when they were having their moment, kind of like girlfriend talk, his hair was different than it was when he had on the red PJ pajama at Diane's
I have to go
house.
back and check that out.
Right.
The hair,
hairline.
the hair was different, but
having-
Maybe they were just showing it was like a
Yeah.
rustle because he was high, or with the So I Creep pajama top. That's what that was.
Yeah, just keep it on.
let's go into predictions.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Oh, what I like? Okay.
Oh, who's starting? You, Rhavin.
All right. I predict there is going to be some kinkiness going on with Lucious and Boo Boo Kitty. The Nessa and Jamal thing.
Andre.
I mean, just kidding. Andre, I think is going to blossom into something that's going to be really nice, but dangerous for some reason. It's going to be super dangerous. And then Angelo and Cookie Mama, I'm nervous about it again. I want them to be together, but I still want him. I want him to be the mayor. So I don't know. I just don't want her to be the reason why he doesn't get that. That's really me.
I think all the storylines are going to keep riding out as they are right now. I don't have too much to say there. I just want to see a little more Becky the next episode before the season's over. I want to see some action.
I want to see her get a little dirty
Yeah.
and grimy.
She
Just
wasn't
a
in
little.
this. She wasn't in this episode enough for me.
I would like to see Hakeem get a girlfriend or a distraction because he's on my nerves. I do think, like you, Andre and Nessa is dangerous, and we're going to see some type of fireworks with that. And, you know, I think that Angelo is going to be around for a while.
I hope that.
I can co-sign that he will be around for a while only because Tay Diggs mentioned that they've extended his contract.
And Tay, stop, you know, telling the Golden State Warriors that they can come get your chocolate
That
loving
was
because Daddy is not
hilarious.
stingy. Yeah.
You saw that too?
Yes. I mean, because I'm sure Tay follows all of us.
Yeah.
He follows everyone back.
Yeah. So I'm sure he follows
really
all of
is.
us. So, you know.
He actually
No, like,
we
he
follow each
followed-
other.
See?
He followed me back. He followed me back
Yeah.
just randomly, but that was like last year.
Yeah,
I
'cause
don't
he
even be
follows-
popping on
Yeah.
Twitter.
My predictions are this whole Shyne and the Freda thing. Although so will do cares, I am kind of curious to see what he's going to do with this video. I liked what you said, Jill, about this whole D Major and Phillip. I think those two are going to get it on, and Jamal's going to be ass out.
Oh.
He's going to be out. He's going to be into his feelings because the two men,
He's gonna have another breakdown.
the two men he wanted,
Want each
wound
other.
up going after each other.
That's a storyline.
Yeah.
I really don't want
well,
that to happen,
I don't
but if it
either.
does, I'm gonna be jaw dropped. Like,
Yeah. But this has been a jaw-dropping after show. But let everyone know where you guys can be found. This was a great after show.
With our cold ducks.
Girl, wash it down with some cold duck. Rhavin with a V. You can find me at B Stays Busy. It's been a great night with my guys and girls.
Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Abigail Fraher, and you can follow me at Abigail Fraher on all social media.
Jill Munroe at Stiletto Jill. Check me out.
And you can follow me on all social media at Bamm Ericsen. Wow, thank you guys for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV for Empire Season 3, Episode 7. Great night, and we will see you guys next week. So,
get you some cold duck.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.